A few days before Emperor Hirohito announced the surrender of Japan, ending World War II, technician 4th grade Wilfred Masao Motokane was killed in a plane crash on Okinawa. Motokane left behind his parents, siblings, wife, and young child to serve and protect this nation in a time of hardship and need. Motokane was born on July 12, 1915 in Honolulu, Hawaii. He was the son of first-generation, or Issei, immigrants from Japan, Motojiro and Mitsuno Motokane. Motokane had 4 sisters and 1 brother. His sister, Violet, remembered how he used to spoil her and also his kind and loving nature. Throughout Motokane's years in school, he was heavily involved in student activities and clubs, including holding leadership positions for clubs and school dances. When Motokane finished schooling, he started working as a substation mail clerk. On February 16, 1937, Motokane married Shizuye Nakamura from Kaneohe, Oahu. The couple then had a child, Wilfred Masao Motokane Jr., on September 15, 1937. In 1943, Masao and Shizuye Motokane changed their names to Wilfred Masao Motokane and Sheila Shizuye Motokane. In late 1942 and early 1943, Motokane and 44 other Japanese-American postal workers volunteered to join the U.S. Army. These men set the record for the percentage of a workplace who volunteered for the Army. Motokane received training to be an interpreter at the Military Intelligence Service Language School at Camp Savage, Minnesota, and then Fort Snelling, Minnesota when the school moved. He was part of the largest class in the school's history. With the start of Motokane's class, the program was lengthened from 6 to 9 months. The course covered many aspects of the Japanese language, including reading, writing, speaking, and translating different styles of Japanese. Motokane graduated from the school in November 1944 and then started basic training at Fort McClellan, Maryland. In early 1945, Motokane was then assigned to the Allied Translator Interpreter Service and deployed to Manila in the Philippines. Interpreters translated captured Japanese correspondence and other material that provided intelligence to Allied forces. Motokane was deployed in the final stages of World War II. He took part in what was known as Operation Blacklist, the American contingency plan in case Japan surrendered. Major General Ishimoto recalled 10 names being posted on a bulletin board. These names, including Motokane's, were to be assigned to the 306th Counterintelligence Corps Detachment, attached to the 11th Airborne Division. This group of soldiers were set to be the first Americans in Japan. On August 12, 1945, Motokane and the other linguists were driven to Clark Airfield located on Luzon in the Philippines. They then boarded a plane headed to Okinawa. This was a part of a larger effort to fly the 306th TIC detachment and the 11th Airborne to Okinawa in preparation for a potential Japanese surrender. Earlier that day, the airfield they were set to land at outside of Naha had weathered Japanese kamikaze attacks. The airfield was located on cliffs, obscured by smoke from damaged ships, and blacked out due to the earlier kamikaze attacks. The pilot of the plane Motokane was on tried to land at the airfield 3 times. On the 3rd try, the plane crashed into the cliff, tragically killing all 30 people on board, including Motokane. The 2 gravestones below of Motokane's gravestone are 2 soldiers who also lost their lives in that tragic plane crash. All 3 of these soldiers were Japanese-American Nisei, second-generation immigrants from Japan. They chose to serve and die for this country, the very same country that suspected them and their community of disloyalty and espionage. They saw through the prejudice they experienced to the founding principles of this country that needed defending: freedom, liberty, and justice. Sergeant Wilfred Motokane and many others who made that sacrifice for the United States of America deserve our utmost gratitude and respect. The freedoms, privileges, and rights we as Americans enjoy today were made possible and upheld by their sacrifices. Thank you, Technician 4th grade Motokane. Motokane's posthumous title is Ganjo in Shakuyu Sho, a Buddhist posthumous title. He and I share the same religion of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, and so I would like to now demonstrate my gratitude towards him.